Welcome back, everyone. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie Zero Oscar. Now, I recently purchased a Explorer 1000, a Jackery Explorer 1000, to see if it would be a great battery to keep my Dometic refrigerator on for longer than 24 hours. And it's packed very nicely. It comes from Jackery. I got it at Amazon at a sale price. The box is constructed really nicely. And here you are, it says 1,000 watts. I'm sorry, 1,000 watt hours, Explorer 1000. And the key thing here, as you can see, it is a lithium ion battery, but it's 46 point, what is that, 6 or 4? Basically 47 amp hour battery, which took me by surprise. I was just thinking of 1,000 watts, but apparently this thing is at 24 volts, not 12, which there are 21.6 volts to charge. So the wattage is high because the voltage is high, and that's where you get 1,000 watts. So here I'm trying to open it with my left hand. Box is really nice, well constructed. And then you have a pouch. Pouch is empty, but in this pouch you can add a lot of things, a lot of things that are supplied, like for example the brick. And here on the brick we can see that it's 24 volts. So definitely something that you know, fills up the battery fast. And then you have the other half, or the other piece, for the brick to put it on the AC. This is nice. This is very useful because you can connect it to the car through the cigarette plug, which I have one right there actually, for my smaller 300 watt Jackery. So that's the one that supplies power to that. We'll talk a little bit more about the Jackery 300. And then they also give you this splitter for the solar panels, which is nice. And it has their own proprietary plug, and then a Anderson power adapter, the Anderson power pole. Now that is really nice because power can go into the battery, but not out. Okay, so I was pleasantly surprised on that. Let's see if we can open the box more. Again, it's very, very tightly packed in there. And man, when I lift it up, it was really heavy. So let me take it out of the box. So here it is. So as you can see, you have the plug for the solar, their special plug that they can use the brick as well. The Anderson power pole, which you can use with your solar panel, and I have done that before. Well, I did do that before with this particular model. And you could also use the adapter to split it so that you can have two panels. But I have my panel right here, my SunPower panel, which only gives you about 2 amps, 2.5 amps on full-blown sun. Then you got this button right here, which shows you, at this point, it's like 48% full. And then let's take this off here. Okay, great. What else? Nice display. Tells you the input, the output, how much is coming in, how much is coming out. Then over here on the side, you have your USB-C, another USB-C, 5 volt, 2.4 amp, quick charge, 3.0, USB-A type connections. One thing, make sure you press the DC button right there to turn these on, or else it won't charge anything. Then you got your cigarette lighter. This is an out. This is that's a very good thing to have, especially if you want to charge your bioenno batteries, let's say. Then you got your power outlets, your AC power outlets, make sure you press that button to turn it on. And it says right here 110 volts at 1,000 watts. Okay, let's look under the belly here, and let's see what we got. Everything's the same, 46.4 amp hours. That's the thing that I didn't like, at 21.6 volts. This is the thing that, something that I'm not really going to like, because it only has 46 amp hours. I have a battery that's 40 amp hours that I put together as a solar kit, and it wasn't this bulky, but that's because, you know, it has other features that my power solar box doesn't. So this is going to be a little bit concerning to me in terms of it really isn't 1,000 watts, is it? Because I use 12 volts, or close to 12 volts, right? 14, 13 volts instead of 21.6. Now here are the 300 on the right and the 1,000 right. This little guy doesn't weigh too much, pretty small, decent size, has a lot of capability, but you can see that the 300 is almost 3 times the size as the 1,000. This one has, you plug in the adapter here for power if you want to use solar. Then it has a USB C PD and two USB A plugs. And here you can see that it's 20 amp hours, or 20.4 amp hours, and 14 volts. Now this is a true 20 amp hours is only, so that means it's half the capacity of the bigger one. And I think in terms of price-wise and portability, I don't think it's worth getting the 1,000 watts. We'll see. I think it might be something that I might not need for my refrigerator, but the capabilities and the capacity of the 1,000 outweighs more than the 300 one in terms of amount of power, but at that 21 point whatever 4 volts. But you can see that these two are, you know, they have different applications. The costs are almost maybe if retail 3 times the price.